using my Sunday to watch NFL games. But my goal for Saturday was to get into the Undisputed beta and record some gameplay of that. I recorded a little bit to start that video, but then I couldn't get a match. Throughout the entirety of the online beta, I was unable to get into a single match online, so I just can't do a video on that. So today I want to talk about the NBA season right now. At the start of the season, we're about a month through the season or so at this point. I want to talk about how the NBA is going at this point. There's been some really interesting things going on this season, and I've got this passion fruit LaCroix. I know I did my beverages, my drinks ranking video, and I put sparkling water really low, and I usually don't like sparkling water, and I especially have not liked LaCroix, but this passion fruit one is actually pretty good. This one actually has like a taste of something, like instead of where usually it feels like flavored sparkling water doesn't really taste like much of anything, but this one's actually pretty good, the passion fruit. Put that down gingerly there so I don't want to make too much noise here on the microphone. I figured I'd kind of go through. I found this NBA Power Rankings. It was done by CBS Sports, and CBS put out their Power Rankings. This was from 2 days ago, November 4th. So it's a little bit out of date, maybe 1 or 2 games either way, but I figured I'd work my way through this list, through this power ranking, and then we could talk about these different teams. Starting with who they have as number 1 in the power rankings, and I think it's pretty obvious this team is the best team in the NBA at the moment, perhaps one of the best Bucks team of all time, if you consider some of the teams with like Kareem and Oscar and things like that. But this Bucks team, they're currently number 1 in the power rankings according to CBS Sports, and most outlets have them sitting there number 1 as well. They're the only undefeated team in the NBA currently. They're sitting at 9-0. They had 4 wins, and they're doing all this without Chris Middleton. So, like, their second or third best player, depending on how you look at their roster, and they don't even have him, and they're still undefeated, still the best team in the league. So you do imagine they're going to get Chris Middleton back, and things are going to get even better for them. They might have a little bit of a hiccup bringing him into the lineup because, the things change and you introduce another player, obviously, but in the long run they should be better with Middleton in the lineup. They're also playing like the best defense in the entire league at the moment, and they're not allowing any outside shots, just completely locking down the perimeter, not letting teams hit the 3 against them, which in the modern NBA is really good. You have Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's getting better at stretching the floor too. He's hitting more outside shots this season, so he has to keep the defense honest, and defense has to play honest against him. They're not able to sag off him and things like that, and Drew Holiday's been an absolute monster this season as well. Number 2 in the power rankings, they have the Cleveland Cavaliers. They're sitting at 8-1. They have the second best record in the NBA at the moment, and Cavaliers look great. Donovan Mitchell fitting on that team has just been a monster. Like, somehow getting Donovan Mitchell into Utah, it's like exactly what he needed. He's putting up 34.5 points per game, 7 assists. His shooting splits are absolutely insane, 53, 52, 86. And then Darius Garland. Darius Garland is your other option there. You have their guard there in Cleveland, and he's also putting up like 30 points a game. It's like him and Donovan Mitchell, just that 1-2 punch. And then you have who's that rookie? The rookie from last year. The rookie from last year who was really good. Why can't I think of his name off the top of my head? Let me look at the Cavs roster. Evan Mobley there. They got Jared Allen. Yeah, and then Kevin Love at this monster game the other day. Like, that Cavaliers roster is actually, like, nasty. Like, that's a nasty roster. Third place, they have the Suns. Suns have looked really good this season to start out. They're 7-2 as of, let me get actually updated. Cavs are 8-1 at the moment. 7-1 because this power ranking's a little bit out of date. Cavs are 8-1. The Suns are 7-2. They actually just split a back-to-back 1-1 with my favorite team, Portland Trail Blazers. We got a big win over them. The night after that, we got smoked a little bit, but that's okay. Suns are playing good team ball. Devin Booker's having a crazy season this season. And they had a few games without Aiden where they were still getting wins, so Suns definitely look like they could get back and do another deep playoff run this season after falling a little bit short. So you can see they haven't taken too much of a step back. Arizona sports fans deserve some bit of happiness, even if I've been a little bit frustrated with the fans and especially the social media and the games we played against them. Fourth in the power rankings, the Utah Jazz. Utah Jazz right now sitting at second in the Western Conference. They're sitting at 7-3. Jazz are such a surprise team this season. Like, they got rid of Donovan Mitchell. They got rid of Rudy Gobert, and they look even better than they did last season with those two guys. Colin Sexton's been an absolute monster. And the one that I've been really happy about is Lauri Markkanen. Lauri Markkanen's a player that I always felt like should be good. You know, stretch four, he can shoot well, he's big, he can rebound. And I feel like he's never really been in a situation where he can succeed, where he can really play his game the way he can. I've always been high on Lauri, and I just felt like he wasn't getting a fair shake. And with the Jazz, he is getting a fair shake. I think he's the leading scorer on the Jazz by average. I think he has about the highest points average on that team. And the Jazz look just super, super exciting. Like, the fact that they lost those guys and they were anticipated to be going into a rebuild, and, you know, there's a lot of, like, tank for Wemby, you know, sort of discourse around the Jazz this offseason. But they've just made a competitive team instead, and they just look good instead. And Danny Ainge knows what he's doing, I guess. Danny Ainge knows better than people on social media. Number 5 in their power rankings, they have the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics right now are 6-3. 2 losses to the Cavs will do that a little bit. But the big problem right now is their defense. This season the Celtics are 18th in defense. Last season they were first in defense. Their defense has taken a big hit. But really it's just the Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum show. Boston is, like, in my opinion, Boston's just kind of in this really weird spot. As far as, like, where their roster's headed, because they made that final, and then, did they make the final? I feel like they did, yeah, or did they make the Eastern Conference? Hold on. I'm sort of forgetting, like, parts of last season a little bit. Let's go to their records here. Let's go to their 2022. They got the division title and the conference title. So yeah, they were in the they played the Warriors and then the Suns. Yeah, I have my years mixed up at the moment. Yeah, they played the Warriors this last final. expectations at the moment. And we have a really exciting young team. Like, it's kind of rare for me to be this hype on a Portland team. Sitting at 6-3 at the moment. They're currently 6th in the power rankings for CBS Sports. Damian Lillard, he's out with the calf injury, but they still got that. They split that 2-game series with the Suns. Anthony Simons is also out. And depending on who you ask, Anthony Simons is either like our second or our third best player. Seeing the leap that Anthony has made this season has been absolutely insane. Like, he just completely stepped up in the absence of CJ McCollum, and a lot of people were concerned, CJ leaving would be losing a lot of scoring, and we did, but Anthony Simons has really stepped up and filled his shoes, and with his athleticism and his length, Anthony Simons almost feels like the perfect sort of two-guard to pair with Dame. Jeremy Grant's been huge, and then the emergence of Shaedon Sharpe. He's a rookie, but we didn't have a lot of information on him. Obviously, he didn't play in college, and there's a lot of concern around Shaedon Sharpe and what he was going to be and how much he's going to be able to play, but he's looked really good so far. Yusuf Nurkic has had a big season. He's looking like he did, 3-4 years ago right now, and he's been hitting threes too, which is an interesting thing for him. He had like 4 threes, I think. He had one big one against the Suns, so he went back and forth with Devin Booker. In addition to Jeremy Grant at Portland's been huge. He stepped up big in Dame Anthony's absence. He had that game winner against Phoenix. People can say he traveled all they want, I don't care. They have Toronto at 7th in the power rankings. You guys know me, I'm a West Coast guy. I have a hard time watching East Coast teams. I honestly haven't seen much of Toronto this season. I know Pascal Siakam is hurt right now. But, they have Scotty Barnes, they have Gary Trent Jr., former Trailblazers, one of my favorite young players in the league, one of my favorite players who isn't on my team. So again, unfortunately, I don't know too much about the Raptors, but they have them at 7th right now on this list. And Raptors right now are 5-4. They are 5th in the Eastern Conference. They're actually below the Hawks, but they don't have the Hawks above them in the power rankings, which is interesting. Mavericks did them at 8th on the power ranking. Mavericks have been a weird team. Mavericks are my second favorite team in the NBA. Because Luka Doncic, he's like my favorite player who's in a Trailblazer, but Luka's usage rating is way up this season. It kind of feels like his supporting cast at the moment isn't that great, even though they got Christian Wood, but for some reason it seems like Jason Kidd just doesn't really trust Christian Wood, especially in like the clutch moments or the important parts of the game. But I don't know why. Christian Wood's always been a good player, but that's why you got him, right? But Jason Kidd just doesn't really seem to trust him that much, and he's not in there at the end of the game. They have like JaVale McGee at the end of the game, or Dwight Powell at the end of the game. I think you'd have Christian Wood in there, but Luka's been going off this season. He's definitely, putting himself into MVP consideration. The team just probably needs to get his record up a little bit before he can really get there. But I think that if the Mavericks in the season is a top 3 team in the West, top 4 team in the West, Luka should get some MVP considerations. Obviously, I think this season it's probably Giannis to lose, but yeah, Mavericks. Dinwiddie's also looked good, which is nice. Grizzlies were a team that was looking really good last season. John Morant's becoming one of like the top 5 point guards in the league at the moment. weeks. I've been saying for a little while now that the Grizzlies are just like waiting to take that next step because they've been in the playoffs. They've been slowly getting better year after year after year that they've had John Morant, and it feels like this year is the year that they're taking that next step. I think they could very easily finish the season as a top 4 seed in the Western Conference. I think that they could get home court advantage in the playoffs, and I think that the Grizzlies could very easily get through to the second round. Will they go much further than that? I don't know. I don't think they're better than the Suns. I think they probably beat the Mavericks in a 7-game series. I think they probably beat the Blazers in a 7-game series. I think they could beat the Jazz in a 7-game series. The Suns is the one that I don't think they could beat. So depending on who the Grizzlies get matched up with, I don't know how far they can go, but I definitely think they can win a playoff round. I think they can get home court advantage the first round of the playoffs. And it's exciting because, as far as I've really been following basketball, since I was like 13, 14, 15 or so, maybe a little bit later, 16, the Grizzlies have like never really been a good team. For all that time, they've had some good players, they've had some, exciting guys, but the Grizzlies have never really been. Sorry, I got a phone call. That was weird. I don't know, but like the Grizzlies have never been good. They've always been a team that's, kind of been made fun of a little bit. That's been picked on a little bit. But it's nice to see the Grizzlies doing well. The Hawks at 10th in the power rankings. They were 6-3 when they made this list. At the moment, the Hawks are 6-3. I haven't seen much of the Hawks this season. I know DeJounte Murray's doing good. I know Trae Young is doing good. I think Trae Young was struggling a little bit at the start of this season. But it seems like he's turning it around. But again, East Coast, I don't get to watch too much of that, unfortunately, so I don't have too much to say. But at 11th, you have the Nuggets. The Nuggets are in like a weird spot right now where like they're good, but they're not really as scary as they've seemed like the last couple seasons, if that makes sense. Jamal Murray's looked really good this season. He had one like monster dunk that I remember seeing. That might have been last week or so, but Jokic is taking a step back. He's usually playing like a top 3, usually top 1 or top 2 player in the league any given season, but this year I'd say he's maybe a little bit outside of that. I'd say Giannis definitely is a cut above him, and Embiid's a cut above him. He's only putting up 16.5 points this season, 16.7 points, but his rebounds and assists are still pretty good. But the big thing with Jokic, the problem this season is that the team's net rating has actually been better when he's not playing, which has never happened. But the team is actually performing better when Jokic is sitting on the bench than when he's actually playing, which is kind of concerning, especially because he's sort of the corner piece. He's the center of that offense. So. But yeah, Nuggets, like, they are still really good, but they're not as scary. I don't know, maybe this is just a weird opinion of mine, but they don't seem as scary as they seemed the last few seasons. Like, it almost seems like the Nuggets were like inevitably going to be a team that made the finals out of the West, but I don't think I'm confident saying that the Nuggets could make it out of the West this season. I don't think, if they made it to the Western Conference Finals, I don't think the Nuggets would win it this season. I don't think they beat the Grizzlies. I don't think they beat the Mavericks. I don't think they beat the Jazz. I don't think they beat the Suns. So the Nuggets are just kind of in a weird spot to meet this season. The Spurs are another team that people thought was going to be really bad this season. They're going to be in the Wembanyama race. But, no, they look really good. Popovich is not going to let them be a bad team. And they have this kind of this ragtag group of guys in San Antonio there that Popovich is like, getting them into winning shape. And Keldon Johnson, he's been their best player so far. They didn't have him. I think he's been hurt. I don't know when he's coming back, but Spurs has just been playing really good team basketball. I think they're actually a actually they're ninth right now. They're out of the power rankings, but they're also on a 3-game losing streak. I don't know why they have them at 12, but some of these other players are on a 3-game losing streak. I don't know if I agree with the power rankings having the Spurs at 12, but I do think they've been better this season than they were supposed to be, so. Pelicans. They have the Pelicans at 13. The Pelicans actually just beat Golden State the other day. It was a really big win from the Pelicans the other day against Golden State. They're 5-4 at the moment. And the thing is, like, they don't have Brandon Ingram at the moment, but the Pelicans, like, they actually look like a dangerous team. I actually think the Pelicans can win a round or two in the Western Conference playoffs, especially once they get BI back. Zion Williamson, he came back after, being injured last season, and there being some questions about a lot of questions from Zion last season. You guys know how it was if you follow basketball, but Zion's been huge after coming back. He's been a complete difference maker in New Orleans. CJ McCollum. Wow. Najee Marshall. He's been playing 37 minutes per game with Brandon Ingram hurt. Crazy. Right, the 76ers start out this season really bad. Out the gate. There was a lot of concern about the 76ers. There was a lot of questions from the 76ers at the start of this season. Embiid looked bad. Harden looked disinterested. But they've turned it around. They've definitely turned the season around a little bit. I think they're still out of the playoffs. Yeah, they're 12th right now, which is crazy in the East. But I definitely expect they should at least be 5 or 6 at the absolute worst, I'd say. By the end of the season, I'd say the Sixers are the 5th or 6th seed at the absolute worst. You haven't beaten Harden as long as those guys stay relatively healthy throughout the season. At least one of them's playing any given night. And, Tyrese Maxey continues to develop, continues to be a difference maker in Philadelphia. But yeah, they've definitely improved from the start of the season. Same with the Clippers, they have a 15th. To be honest, I haven't seen much of the Clippers this season, so don't do much to say about this. All that I'll say is that I've seen some John Wall highlights, and John Wall is looking better than he has in a while now that he's healthy and playing on a team. As somebody who is a John Wall fan, I've always loved John Wall. I think he's a super exciting player. It's really cool to see him get the opportunity with the Clippers, and the issues obviously is that Kawhi Leonard is still having some lingering injury issues, and there's this thing saying, like, people think he has tendonitis, but some people in the Clippers medical room think that tendonitis would be like the best case scenario. It actually might be something way worse. So Kawhi Leonard is such a weird player because he's so good. Like, he's always so good when he's playing, but with his injuries and them being chronic, lingering injuries, like, the way people are going to look at Kawhi Leonard's career is going to be really absurd. Just it's going to be really hard to kind of quantify where he belongs on the all-time list. Bulls are 6th. Bulls were like one of my dark horse teams last season. You guys know I was hyping up the Bulls basically all season. I think they have a really exciting team. They're at 5-5 right now. They're 6th. I do hope that they make the playoffs. They have a really exciting team. DeMar DeRozan, Nikola Vucevic, Zach LaVine, Lonzo Ball. Like, the Bulls, like, are just a really cool, exciting team. They're one of those East Coast teams that I try to keep some sort of, like, tabs on a little bit. But yeah, I thought that the Bulls would make more noise than they did last season. They ended up not doing as good as I thought. I was all aboard the Bulls hype train last year, but they're alright right now. They're at 500. They can get better, but yeah. Alright, the Heat. Heat are sitting at 4-6 at the moment. I don't have a ton to say about the Heat. Again, Eastern Conference team, but all I know is Tyler Herro is going crazy right now. Tyler Herro has been scoring, because like, I think last season was kind of he had like a dip a little bit in his stats last season, especially in his scoring. He was down a little bit, but Tyler Herro has bounced back, and he's been going crazy, especially from the three-pointers. OKC Thunder. The Thunder kind of remind me of the Grizzlies a little bit. You know, they have Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, who's just going crazy. They have Josh Giddey, who I really love. Unfortunately, Chet Holmgren's not going to be able to play his rookie season for them. I was really excited to see what Chet Holmgren could do this season, but I'll be playing with them next season, really with another top 5, top 10 pick on their roster. But the Thunder are just like a young, fast, exciting team, and that's what I like to watch. I like to watch fast, push the pace basketball, and the Thunder have been like the definition of that this season. Even though they're probably going to finish the season with a losing record, they have all those picks. They're definitely in a rebuild. Like, they have the pieces to build something for the future that's going to be really good, and I'm really excited to see where the Thunder end up in like 2, 3, 4 years. Like, I think the Thunder could be in a really good spot. And now we get to a team. They've headed 19th in the power rankings, the Timberwolves. They say they're concerned about the Timberwolves, and I actually agree. They made that huge trade for Rudy Gobert, and Cat and Rudy Gobert being on the floor at the same time has been terrible. They keep trying to play them together at the same time, and it's just really not working, especially on offense. They are not scoring enough points on both those guys from the floor at the same time. Anthony Edwards is still probably your best player on the team, especially offensively, but there's been some things between him and Cat. People think there might be some tension between him and Karl Anthony Towns, and at that point the team has to decide what to do. You might be getting to a situation like Utah just had with Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. So the Bulls are kind of in an interesting situation. I think once they made that Gobert trade, people thought they were going to end up being a lot better than where they are now, but I do think that they do still probably make the playoffs in the West. It's just that I don't know if they're going to be as good as some people thought they would after that big trade, and Anthony Edwards is kind of in a weird spot at the moment where he's like the entire offense, especially with both Cat and Rudy Gobert on the floor. So, however, their defense has been good. You have both those big guys on the floor, and then Edwards, who, for his position, he's still a big guy, he's a good wingspan, so defense has been good for the Timberwolves, but the offense has just been kind of rough. The Wizards, I don't much to say about the Wizards, but Kristaps Porzingis is having a great season, it looks like, so far. They're being traded from the Mavericks. 25.3 points, 9.3 rebounds, 58% shooting. But their defense is really, really bad, allowing 119.7 points per 100 possessions. Bradley Beal's scoring percentages are way down this season. His scoring average is down 10 points, down from 31 points per game last season. Bradley Beal's only scoring 21 points per game this season, so he's scoring 10 fewer points per game. That's crazy. And now we have a team that's actually making a bit of a bounce back after one of the worst starts to the season ever. The Lakers are sitting at 2-7 right now. I think they started the game, the season at 0-6 or 0-7, I think. And Russell Westbrook was having the worst start of his career, and now these last 2 games, Russell Westbrook has been getting MVP chance, I think, because Russell Westbrook coming off the bench is unleashing what he can do now that he's a bit older and not as dominant as he used to be. Russell Westbrook coming off the bench has been exactly what the Lakers need. I know that he was very stubborn and hesitant. He didn't want to come off the bench, but now that he has been coming off the bench, he's been playing way better. In his 2 games coming off the bench, he's put up 16.3 points, 7.7 rebounds, 6.7 assists, 46% shooting. It's absolutely massive. And those 2 wins are coming without LeBron, without AD. LeBron's having a down season, AD's having a bit of a down season, but then they had the addition of Matt Ryan on roster, a guy who can actually shoot the ball a little bit. It's exactly what the Lakers needed because they did such terrible shooting. Pacers are sitting at 4-5. Tyrese Halliburton, but he healed. Like Tyrese Halliburton, that trade is still so stupid to me that the fact that the Kings trade Tyrese Halliburton to the Pacers is always gonna just be such a stupid decision to me, especially because the Kings right now are sitting at 12, they're 3-5, so it's like you could use a guy like that. The Pacers are looking better than the Kings. That trade, like it just, as good as Domantas Sabonis has looked with the Kings, and Kevin Huerter too. I don't know, like the Kings, like no matter what they do, like they traded Domantas Sabonis, they have Kevin Huerter, they have De'Aaron Fox, but they're still sitting at 3-5. They're still probably not making the playoffs. It's just like the Kings have to do something, man. Like I don't know what the Kings have to do to get good, but it's not that. The rest of these, I'm probably just gonna kind of flip through. The Knicks are sitting at 24th in the power rankings. I don't think they're making the playoffs. Hornets, they're sitting at 25th. They went 1-3. That's not very good. Terry Rozier and LaMelo Ball out. LaMelo Ball's made his season debut yet. PJ Washington, those are pretty good this season. I've seen a little bit of PJ Washington. The Magic sitting at 26. They had a big win over the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors, okay. So the Magic are sitting at 26. Bull is averaging 11 points, 9 rebounds, 2.5 blocks, 2% shooting. Really happy that Bull is actually kind of getting a chance to play a little bit. I've always been a big believer in Bull. I feel like he didn't really get enough of a chance in Denver. And then he kind of went around. He kind of moved around. He just kind of became a trade piece. But at least in Orlando, it's cool to see him getting some minutes, getting some points, showing what he can do. I think Bull can actually kind of become a player in this league. Paolo Banchero is looking good, 19 points per game. Jalen Suggs, 26 points, 4 steals in the win over Golden State. Detroit at 27. I haven't been able to see Detroit this season, so I don't really know what they're like, but apparently Cade's not doing good from the 3. Now the Warriors. The Warriors have dropped all the way down to 28th place in the power rankings. They dropped 15 spots in 1 week. The Warriors are 13th in the Western Conference, record of 3-7, and they just got swept on their road trip. The Warriors are playing some of the worst basketball they've ever played. It looks like that winning that title really took a lot out of them. And I would say that, I don't know what, I think this might kind of be the end of the road for this Warriors roster, this core. They might need to, especially with the Draymond Green, Jordan Poole thing. I think you might see Draymond Green get moved at this trade deadline. Apparently, they had seen the Warriors had the worst offense in the NBA, allowing 120.8 points per 100 possessions and 4 straight road losses to the Hornets, Pistons, Heat, and Magic. They're fouling way more than any other team, and the bench is one of the worst benches in the league. When Steph Curry's on the court, the Warriors have a 108.4 offensive rating. When Steph Curry's on the bench, it's 92.5. But you can't be playing Steph Curry like 40 minutes a night in the regular season. So obviously that bench is absolutely terrible. I'm saying right here, it's one of the worst benches in the entire league. And then we get to the Nets. Oh boy, the Nets. Sitting at 4-6, they're 29th in the power rankings. I mean, even without all the terrible off-court stuff going on with Kyrie Irving, the team has just looked bad in general. Steve Nash gets fired to bring in Ime Udoka, who got suspended by the Celtics. It really feels like the Nets are just kind of trying to speedrun being like the most disliked team in the NBA. Don't really know what they're doing. Kevin Durant definitely should have tried to force his way out a little bit harder with that trade request he made in the offseason. I feel like he's definitely probably going to try to make another trade request, especially the trade deadline. I'm not sure we see Kevin Durant finish this season in a Brooklyn Nets Simmons jersey, and don't even get me started on Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons has been, he comes back after taking last year off. Has it been like the last 2 seasons he hasn't played? I don't know. Ben Simmons has barely played any basketball. I think it was like all of last season and a bit of the season before that Ben Simmons didn't play. It might have been the full last 2 seasons, but Ben Simmons looked terrible. He can't shoot free throws. He's not even defending anymore. His playmaking's been bad. Like, all the things that he was good at, all the things that he was doing his rookie season, all the things he was doing that earned him his contract, he's just completely stopped doing it. He could never shoot, he still can't, but now he's not even making layups, he's not hitting free throws, he's not defending, he's not playmaking. Like, Ben Simmons just completely forgot how to play basketball. And then finally at 30th, they had the Houston Rockets. The only real, like, bright spot has been Kevin Porter Jr. Jalen Green has been okay, but he can't hit threes, and their rookie Jabari Smith, he can't score. He's scoring like 23% from the field. It's just absolutely terrible. So the Rockets, they're looking like they're 1-9 right now. It looks like they're probably heading for another top 3 pick, but who knows? Maybe the Rockets could get Victor Wembanyama. I think they're